Okay, class. I'm doing a part 2 because I got cut off in part 1 because of the length of the video. But I won't keep you too long. I just want to review some parts of vocal delivery and some tips for camera use in vocal delivery. So when we speak about vocal delivery in public speaking, we're talking about several things. For example, the volume. That's how loud and how soft our voices are. Articulation. So with articulation, dialect, and pronunciation, it's just how we form the words. So for example, are you saying library versus library? If you are, be careful. Just make sure to use the right correct sounds. So library, the R, not library. Your dialect might have an influence on the way that you speak. So try to speak clearly as best as possible. Don't worry about accent. As long as we can understand what you're saying, that's fine. And just make sure you have the correct pronunciations for words. We also have vocal variety, and that is a combination of factors such as pitch or inflection. So do you sound monotone when you speak? Or do you have an ebb and a flow? High pitch, low pitch, more natural sounds. Or for impact, you might want to exaggerate your tone and inflection. That's totally up to you and totally in your control, but that's just some examples of vocal variety. So we have pitch, which is the highness or the lowness of your voice. You have speech rate, so how fast and how slow you speak. It's one of my Achilles heels as a public speaker. I have a tendency to speak a little bit faster, which causes me to trip over my words. So sometimes you might catch me either through videos or Zooms, making sure I slow myself down intentionally. Then you also have pauses and vocalized pauses. So pause when you cease to speak. You can use pauses effectively to help slow you down or to make an impact on your ideas. But we want to try to reduce vocalized pauses such as ums, ers, likes as much as possible. Sometimes they slip out. They slipped out in some of these recordings, but you want to make sure to reduce those as much as possible. Using a microphone. So there's several types of microphones that you can use. I talked about like our stationary microphone right here. I have this called the Blue. It's kind of expensive. You don't have to spend as much money as I did. You can use your earbuds. You have permission to do that for either Zoom or online. You can also use maybe a cheaper, more stationary microphone here. Or if you do have your headphones, you have permission to use your headphones. But it's very important that I hear you, just like it's important that you hear me. So using a stationary microphone like this, one of the things that I do right before starting a new video, I say testing 1, 2, 3, and I play it back. I play it back to see, okay, is my lining okay? And I also play back to see if I can be heard. I don't want to spend time recording a speech just to play it back and just to find out that you can't hear me and I can't hear myself. You also want to make sure that you can be heard because you don't want to be outside the deadline and say if you have peer reviews and the like and you can't be heard. That happened to someone last semester. You want to speak clearly and crisply as possible. Practice. Make sure that your voice is the only sound that's amplified. I wonder, can I do this really quickly? I don't want to make this permanent. Well, I'm a little bit scared. I might do an example at the end of the video, but one of the things I had to adjust in this microphone, I get to adjust the sound. So I don't have to do this at home. So some of my videos might be at home, but I'm in a large classroom by myself because there's social distancing. So when I came in and I did the testing, there was an echo. I might try that out towards the end of the video. What I'm scared of, I don't want to change my settings and be echoed the whole time. So totally contradicting myself. But if you do have those settings, you want to make sure that your voice is amplified. And while changing the settings, it changes that echo sound and it focuses on my voice. You want to speak at a normal volume. You don't want to yell in the microphone. Okay, so hopefully I didn't make your headphones like, but I tried to give an example. I don't know if you're watching a video and there's a headphones warning. Sometimes there are no headphones warnings, so you're just listening. Oh, you don't want to do that either. So saying testing 1, 2, 3, testing your voice out might be helpful. And then finally, personal appearance. So I don't have a dress code for either my face-to-face classes or my video classes, but just make sure it makes sense. Having a nice shirt. If you stand up, just making sure you dress like you would for the classroom. Making sure you don't have any offensive slogans. Don't be like super revealing or anything like that. And you should be fine. Okay? All right. So that is it for speech delivery. I hope that you take some of these tips from the readings and from the 2 videos to help you out with not only face-to-face delivery, but video delivery as well. Let me try out that setting on the microphone before I go to give you an example of echo. So by changing the setting, my voice might sound a little bit more echoey. And that's because the first setting on my microphone is designed to pick up everything in the room. But if I switch, and I hope it switches on camera, if not, this might not make sense. Then it's supposed to refocus on my voice. So I'm going to play it back to see if it did that. If not, that was the intention, to demonstrate how to properly use audio enhancers and not just make sure it's picking up your sound, not the sound of the whole room, or to make it sound echoey. Like this. Echo, echo, echo. Yeah. You don't want that. So hopefully that trick worked. I could have sounded the same, or I could totally sound like an echo. If so, my apologies, but I did want to demonstrate, hey, make sure your microphone does what you want it to do. All right, until next time, class, I'll see you soon. Bye.